Good evening and happy Friday. We're coming in here with what I believe will be the last Attack on Titan Origins of Power previews for the week, if I have my times in order here. The pre-releases for this set are coming up just in a few weeks now, November 1st through 7th, depending on what day your store runs them. That could be anywhere from 3 weeks to a little over 3 weeks away. The set officially releases on November 8th, and while we're at it, today, October 11th, as this video gets posted, is going to be the MHA Dark Hero Challenger deck release with, a new version of Izuku Midoriya, sort of in his, I think they call it the Vigilante arc, and a lot of people are really excited for that character, and that comes out now. It is out now. You can go and get it from your local game store, and we will be talking about that deck at least at one point during this video. Just a little teaser there. And also, we have the Tekken 8 Clash decks coming not too far behind. I believe that is October 24th for Europe and Oceania. A little bit delayed in North America because of all the logistics stuff that's been going on. That's going to come out November 8th as well, right alongside the Origins of Power release for us. That's probably something I'll be doing a video on when we get closer to this. I have a couple different ideas for things I want to do with that, but I don't want to get too far ahead of the release of those decks, so we'll wait on that a little bit, but for now, of course, we're here to talk AOT. Thank you for UVS Games, as usual, for putting this together. We don't always get to do these creator previews because there's a bunch of arrangements that need to be made. It's really cool that they were able to get that together for us this time around. And so yeah, without further ado, we're here to look at some cards. So I will be doing these character last, not strictly just to bait people, but also because I'm really excited about the second card here, and I don't want people to skip it. Right, I don't want people to kind of glaze over that one because it's pretty cool. But first things first, we have this neat little foundation, Moment of Peace. It is a 3/5 +1 made unique, and it's very Emir coded. Enhanced flip of foundation. This attack gets +1 or -1 speed if it deals gain a health. Deadlock response after you gain health, draw cards. Very, very, very clearly intended to go into Ymir decks. The difficulty might feel a little bit high, but because you're Ymir, you can just play it and drop it down. For anyone else, if you're not looking for ways to gain health, then flipping your foundations down for a little 1 speed and everything, -1 speed and everything isn't bad. It might fit if you don't really have anything better to put in the 3 difficulty foundation slot. Seems unlikely. Maybe some decks will use this as their outlet to flip foundations for the outwit abilities that we just got to see today, but most likely an Ymir-focused foundation here. Now, next up, card I am very intrigued by. We have Readied Shot, and this is a rare attack. It is a 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 high block, 3 high force stun 1, so kind of okay stats. But that's because its blitz says, take any 1 difficulty card from your discard pile and put it in your hand. It can be a foundation or an asset or an action. Sasha on the art. Obviously, the primary user of this card will be Sasha to go pick up some of those cool 1 difficulty assets that she has, but any action in the format that you can get into a life-attuned character that can play that action and can play Readied Shot, this can go and fetch that if you're interested in doing that. And, we all know there's lots of different cool techie 1 difficulty foundations you might want to pick up. Be happy to go grab a Fast Friendship or is struggling with studies. Chivalrous Competitor in some cases. Obviously, I'm going to be going grabbing Trickster's Blessing, so I won't shut up about that card. And we talked about the Dark Hero Challenger deck. This can go pick up some Vestiges for you. A lot of those Vestige foundations are 1 difficulty, and the Readied Shot just says, hey, go get one. If you don't have enough in your hand, you want to play the ones that you have. That Deku discards a Vestige card for one of his main abilities. Readied Shot can just go and get one for you. So it's a very interesting card for that character. And also, just for good measure, just for a little more new version of Sasha flavor, after it deals damage, you gain a health for each card in your momentum, which she will have a bunch of, so this can also be a nice big heal up for her if it lands. So yeah, certainly very, very good for Sasha, probably quite good for that Deku Challenger deck. Really any deck with good 1 difficulty foundations, which is basically every deck. So long as you don't have any particular needs in your 4 difficulty slots, this could be a really good one to slot in and get you some really good utility. So I think this card is very, very good, and I'm excited to put it in all sorts of different decks. Now, last but not least, let's get to our character, right? I believe this one, people aren't quite sure which character is going to take this number slot. It is Hanj, Zoe, Four Eyes. So they are a 721 in this case. Very, very different from the first version. We're not doing any sort of backup theming. Instead, we're doing Enhanced Commit, build a card from your hand face down. There's Outwit again. But build a card from your hand face down for +3 or -3 damage. So that's a little weird, right? You get to sort of turbo rush your build, but you're committing them to do it anyway. And you get +3 or -3 damage once per turn in your 7 hand size, which is alright. But the second ability is a Tenacious Enhance, where you can sacrifice 2 foundations to ready Hanj. So it creates this, obviously a different style than Pony from the MHA Girl Power set, but a similar sort of, if you can get excess cards in your hand and some excess foundations out, you can get a little engine going where you're building and either trimming damage off or putting damage on, pseudo-readying foundations because you're readying the character and then committing them to build a foundation. You're sacrificing foundations, getting any triggers off of that. This is a life-death character, so all that same death turbo, all the stuff we just saw Erwin using, except for Aaron's Trial because it's an order card, but all those death sac trigger foundations will work here. And, of course, Outwit. You put a card from your hand that has Outwit on it, face down, now that's there, that's ready to go. So, yeah, lots of possible angles going on with this character. Definitely going to be a sum of its parts kind of thing, because, yeah, the character itself, you're working really hard to put 3 damage and everything. As a 7-hitter, that's quite good, but for the work that you're putting in, there's some characters that'll get like +2 with much more ease. That's not too bad. But, you know, all the different synergies you can put together while you're doing this could make them quite interesting. Not to mention just the soak up damage component. I believe we saw another card previewed. Shoot, the name's escaping me, but it's like For the Cause or something like that, that doubles down on this and can turn into +5 or -5 damage on moves. Really, really interesting to see what people are going to build with Hanj here. But yeah, so hope people like this one. I think that there'll probably be some people that'll have fun trying to build this. I think there's some kind of a cult favorite character out there. So yeah, very different from the first version. Hopefully different in a good way that you're interested in trying out. And yeah, once again, the pre-release November 1st through 7th, whenever your store runs their events during that week, and then formal release on November 8th. So please look forward to that. And that's all for these previews. All right, have a nice weekend.